Hey everyone. So about a year and a half ago, I did a kind of a review or my opinions and things you should do with the SSUPD Meshlicious case. I'm still using the case. I absolutely love it, sitting right here. But in that year and a half I've had this case, there are definitely some things or flaws, I would say, or shortcomings to it that can be fixed with just a few simple things. I kind of wanted to share those. This has turned this case for me into probably my favorite ITX case I've ever used, and in my opinion, probably the best on the market. So here's the first problem with this case. If you use a larger video card that stands vertically, the ports on it are obviously going to be at the bottom, and they come out down here. Now the case by default does not ship with any feet like this. So it's just going to sit flat on the ground, and you have to run these cables somehow just right out towards the back. Now, this is obviously not going to work with a bigger video card. You can't kink cables like that. You can get like 90-degree ones, and that might work if you only have one port in use. But if you use multiple monitors, you're not going to be able to plug in multiple 90-degree angle ones. You get one here and then one going right here, and they're just going to run into each other. So you really need to get the feet for it. Now, apparently, they do have this on their website, the 3D printed model that you can just print it out, which is just cheap. They should have just included it. I went online and just had someone, print them out for me and send them to me. Got them installed, and now it works perfect for the most part. It's still a little snug running cables down like that, but it works. The next issue with this case is not as much of an issue as it is just design in general. So you can 100% stick a full-size power supply in here. The problem is when you do, you see the ribbon cable back here? This will, because how deep this is that way, it will press up against the ribbon cable. And if you have a hot video card, on the other side over here, especially the back plate facing right against here, I literally had this riser cable melt. Because there was just no airflow right there, and just all the heat was sitting right there. I went through at least 2-3 riser cables before I found a solution. My solution was basically just spend the money, get an SFX power supply. So what makes this work, not only because, obviously it's smaller and easier to, cable manage right here, but it's not as deep. So if you look at the comparison here, you compare the two. See how you got this much more room here? That's going to be the space for your riser cable. Another issue is with a full-size one, you're obviously going to have a very, I did this at first, but you have a very hard time. You can see there's not going to be much room to wire manage, and if you're using an AIO, you're putting your tubes right up against the power supply. And no, you can't, flip this thing around and put the tubes up here, especially at least with the 280, because just look how close the motherboard is going to be. It's going to just hit right there. You have no space at all. The next issue on this thing is thermals for the video card. Now, as I said, if you have a good, video card, like I have a 3080 Ti, and it's sitting right here, that backplate gets really hot. Look what it's done to the M.2. It's literally peeling. This is a metal sticker. This isn't just a regular sticker, and it's peeling it. It's just making it bend. That's how bad it is. So the heat gets really bad. Now, here's the solution to this. There are people who make 3D prints. You can see this is two 60-millimeter fans. Someone created, you see this bracket right here? 3D printout bracket that drops the temperature significantly. There is also one for the top. Let me find it here. So it just goes like this. You can get a 92-millimeter fan. I used a Be Quiet, I believe it is. And I got to reroute my wires, but you can see it just pops in right there like that. The other side, just like that. And the fan literally sits here perfectly. So let me see if I can actually grab the fan with the wiring the way it is right now. So as you can see, once the brackets are in, the fan fits literally perfectly right here in this space. Let me pull it off again so you can see it. So you got the indent right here. It literally fits perfect in there. With that, my GPU usually never hits more than 65C. And the SSD, I don't remember the exact temps, but it is significantly cooler, and I no longer have that issue with the heat on the SSD. So that's pretty much everything about the case. Like I said, I absolutely love it. You just really need to look online for those mods to make this case, live up to its full potential. Other than that, I do have a question for you guys. I know my camera quality has never really been the best. The lighting situation in my room isn't the greatest, and it doesn't seem to matter what I use. I can't fix it. I have a Pixel 7. It is horrible with low light. This Logitech Brio 4K camera I have, it's great for Windows Hello, but bad for low light also. I'm looking for like a 4K DSLR, type camera, and every single one that I can find that's decent doesn't seem to have a microphone jack. I'm also looking for something that won't break the bank either. So, hey, if you guys have any recommendations, I really appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time.